Hello James, hello Steve, welcome to the stream guys. Your names are the only ones that I can see. Welcome to everybody else whose names I cannot see, and thank you for joining us. This stream is literally supposed to be for Zibo himself, and I thought, well, might as well do it, instead of just a video, I might as well do a stream so you guys can also join in. It's the same flight where we had all the action the other day, this time with the upgraded pressurization system, and we're going to do exactly the same and see what effect it now has. And hello Scotsman. So I tried to give Zibo a description this morning, but he had more questions than I could provide answers, and this is where this comes into. So for the record, this is RC3.3 now, and Zibo, for your benefit, like I said earlier on Discord, this is version 3.51 full. I upgraded to RC2.2 and then I added 3.3. So I skipped 3.1, which I think is where my problem started. Okay, the guys I spoke to that did not load 3.1 did not have the same reaction as mine. So I'm putting a bit of money and faith in that idea. We'll see if that works. So let's quickly have a look at the first issue. All right, so this morning when I got into the aircraft and I did nothing, exactly cold and dark as now, everything dead basically. This needle jumped up and down. Zibo, you can see right now it's not jumping, so maybe there's value in skipping a few of those fixes. Something somewhere went a bit array. So that is the one thing. Oh yes, and on your request I'm using a default livery. All right, so just also for your record, yeah, the previous time, and even this morning when I started up, what happened was the needle was flickering, jumping up and down, up and down. Not as bad as the previous version. The previous version was really disco, that was rock and roll, but it still moved. So right now, this is the first positive thing that I want to note. It's not doing it. So we're going to start putting energy into the system, and we're going to keep our eye on it to see if it starts maybe moving a little bit or not. So that's part of the test what we're going to do. So if you guys at any point in time see that it starts to jump up and down, please, if I missed it, just bring my attention to it. I will appreciate that. So that is one thing we're going to look at. Then we're going to look at the operation of it. That VVI has got certain operations that we need to check. We also need to check the actual pressurization and the pressures, as well as that valve over there. Yeah, James, the big trick to Zibo is that as he works through the systems, he adds system depth. Okay, and it means that when you flick a switch, it's not just a cosmetic thing and a output on the other side pretending to do something. There are subsystems and things that are intertwined and working together, so the one thing fits into the next thing. So he's literally modeling all the systems behind the scenes. If you look at some of the discussions we have, and he talks about this and that and the other, and you go, what? I mean, even we are amazed sometimes, because the depth of his systems is just, it's getting to a next level, not as if it hasn't been, but it's just getting more and more and more, so deeper and better. So yeah. Yeah, he keeps everybody on our toes. We were joking yesterday or the day before about something that has changed that could be, misunderstood as an error. And we were actually joking about how many guys we're going to see on the forum or on Facebook that's actually going to, point out the failure when it's not a failure, So there's some education involved, some little bit more effort to just, the usual stuff that you're going to have to keep up with now again. And I love it when I go on the forum or Facebook and somebody said, but it's been working this way forever. Now it's stopped, it's broken. But in fact, it just means that the Zibo mod has been upgraded to be more real again, you know. Right, while we are here, I just want to set up as much as possible before we get going. What's happening here? Sorry, I just want to reset all my views on the other screen so I can actually get to my flights. KDCA, KATL. Actually, I must get the edge detected here as well now. Right, so you guys can follow me. Right, so we're going to use exactly the same flight plan. I'm not flying online, so I'm not worried about ATC or any changes we might, you know, encounter. Yeah, constantly evolving, that's one thing for sure. Okay, so we want 1169 in the box here. 1169, 1169. Oh, interesting. So this morning's flight and this one has got the same frequency. Right. Okay, let's have a look. See, so we've got some energy in here. We've got electricity running. Let's see now. Still standing still. No, it looks like I'm all alone here. Uncle John said that I must call him when I'm ready to go. All right. Unfortunately, here in my office, it is extremely warm. Now, I'm acclimatized to it. You know, it is hot. I don't like that, you know, that much either. But I've got a fan, industrial fan blowing here on me, which helps me. But Uncle John, coming from the UK and that climate there, he's not used to this. It's draining his energy very quick. I can see when he sits here during the day, he can't last long, Sam. So I'll call him when we're ready. Hello, Steve. This happens when you talk too much. You think you remember. Yeah, that's right, 3019. Yeah, you see, that is unfortunately how it is. Now, can you imagine me coming to your part of the world and I mean, walking around with fur coats the whole time? You are just as much going to laugh at me for being cold the whole time because I'm not used to cold. 19. Let me just check that this route is fine. Glitch flask. Yes, perfect. And Aussie. That's Aussie. That's right, Aussie. Just see if there's any transitions. Oops. Wrong. Not what I want to do. OMG. I don't know. Let's have a look. See. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Just want to see that I don't miss a transition or something somewhere that could have made it easier. I don't see any of those names. If you see one, shout. I don't think we're going to use any of this. Yeah. That is for the approach. Yeah, I don't see any RMG6. That other one looks like Sith, Star Wars. No, it doesn't look as if we're going to need that. Alright, one way to find out. Let's step through and have a look-see. Okay. So we're not worried. It looks perfectly fine. Yeah. Alright, I hope you guys can hear me. It looks like it's working again. My wife just quickly asked me a question. That's why I'm muted. Right, payload 16.5. I beg your pardon, I forgot to take that thing off the screen. Sorry guys. 7.2. Don't know why, but anyway, it's there.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Will do, my friend, will do.
Guys, the wheels on board.
Thank you so much. Right, so we're going to leave it there. Let's quickly do the rest. In actual fact, you know what? Let's not waste too much time. Let's get going. 1, 2, 3. James, I gave up my flight dream in the real world in 2006. It's a long story, but the family won. So, you know, this is why I'm doing the flight simming to the level that I'm doing, you know, to keep the dream alive and to have some resemblance of what I wanted to achieve, you know, many years ago. But at this point in time, nope, I haven't touched an aircraft in many, many years. I haven't even been close to one, to be honest, not even close. 2.8, I'm just putting an estimate, 2.8. Cost index will make it 20. The closest I've come to any real aircraft or any resemblance of a real aircraft is flying the level D sim here at Oliver Tambo International. That big $20 million machine. I've got some time on that now and played around with that, luckily a little bit. And then obviously my own sim here. That's the closest I get to any resemblance of flying. Yeah, many years ago when I worked for one of the airlines, I was lucky enough to fly jump seat in the 800 a few times. You know, I've always been around some form of a pilot of some type. Here in the Zibo group, in the team and outside of the team. We've got some of the most qualified pilots on earth here. You know, it's amazing to be with the real guys and to listen to them and to watch them operate. You know, it's really cool. Yeah, it's amazing, eh? It took me a few minutes to get used to it, you know, because obviously you've got your home cockpit that's now kind of imprinted, you know, the muscle memory and everything. And you obviously know where everything is and what everything should do once you get into that thing. But to get your hand, you know, in the right place at the right time and your mind in the right place at the right time, that was fun, you know. The first couple of minutes was a big laugh, you know, and the biggest thing, the most funniest biggest thing for me was the fact that you have to kick those pedals so freaking hard. That was the one thing. Whoever flew the thing before me didn't have very big feet, and I struggled until I actually, you know, bent over and started, you know, wheeling the wheel to make it more proper for myself. That was the first thing. The second thing is the delayed reaction. Even though it's, you know, kind of simulated, it's still not the same. When you fly that machine and you pull back, you have to wait. You know, it's like 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it goes. You know, that was the other thing that was interesting. And then obviously the feeling of weight, the whole thing. I mean, it's like flying a freaking bus. And that's also why I set my settings according to the install guide there that I showed you guys. I pull my sliders to the side because I want to feel that it's heavy, you know. Yeah, and it's definitely not boring. Not we try and make it not boring. The only problem is I'm not much of a show person. I'm more of a teacher and a tester, you know. So sometimes the streams are not that exciting. You know, the last one was a doozy. That was really nice. And now I'm talking so much, I'm not even filling in these things. Let me continue while I'm talking. Uh, yeah. Ach, it's nice. It's lovely. You know, the first time I went there, I purposefully did what I always tell the guys in the explain simulation as well. Do circuits, fly it by hand. Don't forget about automation. Forget about all those things. Put on the little rows. Make sure you understand how you have to turn, when you have to turn. Fly a hand-flown circuit. And I tell you what, it's amazing to fly it in that big beast. It's wow. I think we should be okay. Maybe see if 30 or 31 will work. Nope. Let's make it 32 then. Okay, that should be okay. Yeah, good. How you give? James, you're welcome. No, I wish more people would do that because I see constantly, you know, guys ask, but I think it's the guys that don't read the manual, you know, they don't see value in that portion of the flight experience. So be it. I try and make it as real as possible, and if you followed me for a while, you'll always see that everything I do is aimed at keeping it real, you know, as real as possible. And you know, some of the pilots here will tell me, you know, Nico, you shouldn't have done it this, you should have done it this way, and that's how I learn as well, you know. Mark, that's awesome to hear, man. Thank you. No, please, guys, don't worry about talking. I'm not rushed. Zibo is probably going to get you know, to push my button, say, "Come, move on." If he gets bored, but other than that, we're a family, man. We're enjoying the show and enjoying each other's company. There's a couple of things you must never be on my stream. You must never be shy to speak. You know, even if it's just hi, you know, hello. You know, it's good enough to start the conversation. And then if you've got questions, suggestions, or you just want to talk, why not? I mean, and if you want to take it a step further, guys, you must always remember, I don't charge for access to Discord. We do it a little bit differently here. So if you guys want to join us, the link is in the notes below the video. Just click on show more or however you get to it on your mobile device. come join us on Discord. Come talk nonsense with us. We'll keep it professional when it has to be, and we'll talk nonsense when it's not. Easy as that. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong here. I did something wrong somewhere, and the more I think about it, maybe this talking is part of the problem here, but we need to go. That's it. I never loaded the right zero fuel weight. I thought something didn't look right. Yeah, you guys are welcome. And guys, I always say, if I don't have the answer, Sasso is here. We are talking with another real world pilot that would like to get involved, and so I'm waiting for him to pitch up as well, and then we'll take it to another level again. And we've got so many other real world pilots here. You guys must really make use of the opportunities and the facilities. Never be shy, never worry. I mean, if you're an ass, we're going to tell you stop it, but if you're genuine and you really want to learn, Discord's the best place to be. We can never replicate what we do on Discord on a Facebook page or in a forum page. Those are very good, very valuable points of contact, but this is next level. I need to make sure this is right. Sorry. And let's continue quickly to the next one. I think we might have to do this now because of the weights. I think that'll be better. Don't want to end up in the Potomac or whatever this river is. There we go. Trim is now 5. All of a sudden I just feel better. And speeds are better. Woo! Okay, we did it. Steve, even for me, I always tell the guys here, I thought I knew a 738, and I mean, I've spent years and years flying different models of different suppliers and stuff, and read so much. I thought I knew a 738 until I met Zibo, and then I realized I don't know much. And the learning curve between him and Twixter and Torgay and the other pilots here, Sasso now, Jan, those I don't want to mention all the names, it's just too many, but if I skipped you, don't worry, I still remember you. The learning curve is never ending. It is amazing. Even today, when I did my test and Zibo, he came back with so many answers, I just simply cannot answer them. I don't know. And that's why I said, let's go fly it again, get it on video, and then we can see what happens. We want to be on 5. Alright, this Bravo throttle quadrant is just amazing. I've got this trim wheel here on the side now to mimic that one. Man, I tell you, this is brilliant. If you guys ever have money for a Bravo, go for it as well. Now my Alpha and Bravo work so well together. Right, which flight level are we taking? 340.
Ground to cockpit, toes driving up.
Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until Karen items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Yeah, I waited almost a year for mine, and I tell you what, it's awesome. Took me about 5 minutes to set up, guys. I don't know why so many people struggle with it. It is probably just a gift I have to figure things out quickly. But I want to show you, while we're talking about this, I want to show you something. I did not know, Zibo, I didn't know you did this, okay? But if you have a custom flap access, in the old days, you had to guess the numbers, or you had to go through a whole series. We were sitting here one night with one of the guys here, and he found it at like 100 and 101. You have to try it and move the lever and whatever. Now it's auto detect. The moment you've got this screen, all you do is you move the axis, and the moment you move the axis on the throttle, it auto detects it, so it gives you the number, like that one and that one, 255 and 250. It auto detects, and in my Bravo, it was automatically at the right increments, indents, whatever you want to call it. It was just automatically detected. and I didn't have to sit through the old pain of like 2 years ago. That was so amazing. Um, and Zibo doesn't always tell us about all these little nuggets he puts in. Well, that was one of the freaking best ones I found all on my lonesome self. I was sitting here thinking to myself, how am I going to find that access? I mean, it's always trial and error. The moment I touched that thing, it just went bing, bing. There you go. Problem solved.
Starting pushback, you may start your engine.
Alright, okay, so now let's quickly have a look here. Alright. I don't want to zoom in too much and then we can't see everything. Alright, so there's bleed of the APU on. Backs off. Open, auto, close. Okay. I'm doing this so Zibo can just have a look at the difference in how everything reacts. Okay. Yeah, Scotsman, it's a good thought that. Right, so it comes down to about 22. I think they said it should be 22, so that seems reasonable. Okay, one thing I've noted is this VVI is not jumping up and down, so it's steady. Everything is working as expected. Now let's get our perspective back. So, alright, let's crank up number 1 there. Beg your pardon, number 2. Alright, while that's running, there's still no disco, no jumping. There's so many switches on this Bravo. I actually mapped some of it now to my fuel cutoff switches, so I don't even have to look down and lift it with a mouse. I just click a button. It's amazing. There we go, that's our click. So let's see. I haven't set the landing altitude actually, now that I think about it. What is the airport elevation?
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, no, that's good enough. That's good enough. Right, so there's nothing fishy, funny going on there. Let's have a look upstairs. Alright, so we've got enough duct pressure to start the other engine. Hello Paul, hello Robert.
Hello. Hi Nico.
Armando, yeah, well I try. I want you guys to feel part of it, to understand what's happening. And there's Rashad as well. Guys, how are you doing here on Discord? Did you have a good day?
Not bad. Good in parts,
Good.
Some not so good.
I know that so well. But I'm glad you're here, Paul. I'm glad the other guys are here as well. It was scary here alone in Discord. At least I had the guys there on stream. We were having a nice big old discussion. Taking forever to get going here because I'm just talking too much. Sorry, guys. Paul, I don't know if you obviously missed the beginning of the stream, so I just want to quickly recap for you for your own benefit as well. I installed a new, as I said to Zibo there in the dev room, I installed the brand new 351 full. I then added RC3.2 and I jumped over all the others and I went to 3.3 straight. Okay.
Yep.
And immediately my VVI stopped jumping. I'm 99.9% convinced the problem came in with RC 3.1.
3.1.
Because Mac didn't have it. I think you said you didn't have it. Uncle John didn't have it, and they didn't have the problem. You know, so must be something.
That was the
like
guess. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm happy now. So it really looks much better. Third miserable day in DC today. Eh? Wow. I'll look a bit longer on the outside just now, then you'll see it's not the best day in terms of, you know, visual range. Okay, so there's no jumping, everything is still fine, everything seems cool. Armando, my channel, go to my channel, and there's a 4.5 minute video I made specifically for it. So if you go to Schematics 1 on YouTube and you scroll down, it's almost third row from the bottom. You'll see there the flight route. Let me quickly show you, hold on. Let me drag it over. Where's this thing, display capture? So if you get on my page there, flight route on Avitab with little nav map there. Just watch that video, it will explain the whole thing to you, how I get the flight route on the Avitab. You need little nav map, you make your route and then you export it to the Avitab format and put it in the right folder, and that's it. It's easy as that. You see, now this is where I miss a real FO. He would have now told us if we were ready to go and all. I could have had the rest of the evening chatting to you guys without worrying. Now I just have to check if, you know, we're clear that we can go. Nothing like forgetting to disconnect the tow truck or something like that, you know.
So earlier on today, you failed to pop your aircraft.
Yes.
And now you're in a different livery with a new installation. To try
Yes.
and pop it again.
Yes. Yes.
Very exciting.
Yes. What bugged me about this morning's situation, and I didn't feel like writing the whole story out, you know, giving a whole affidavit there. The whole thing boils down to this. Before top of descent, the aircraft was already depressurizing. Okay, which is wrong, because if the top of descent is extended or delayed, you're gonna run out of oxygen, because you shouldn't deflate before the top of descent hits you, you know, and you actually start to descend. That was the first thing I noticed that was wrong. And then when I closed that valve, the little VVI needle never lifted up at all. It was still at about whatever, I think it was 1,000 foot per minute depressurization. It just never turned. And when I put it back to auto, this thing shot up to heavens. You know, it was like 2,000 or 3,000 foot per minute inflating again. You know, and that was in the descent or something already. I can't remember exactly if the descent started.
It sounds like some of it was the wrong way round then.
Exactly. And we know that can happen, right?
Yeah. I have to think for a few seconds sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
The cabin climb rate can be going up, so that means that the cabin pressure is going down. It's the opposite way, isn't it?
Yeah, we just need to be careful. But yeah,
Yeah.
look at in the heat of the moment, it's easy to make a mistake and all that. So that's another reason why I said, well, let's do the stream again. Get it on video. Zibo can take his time to analyze everything. We must just make sure we show him as much as possible, and talk him through it, and then he'll get the understanding. Because he always says, doesn't happen on my side. Mine doesn't do that. I go, okay.
Approaching 1-5.
Okay, are you going to do a spool up on the ground to see what the
We can do
climb
that as
rate
well.
gauge
Yeah.
does?
Yeah, we can do that as well.
Mac, speaking of things about to pop, Mac's about to pop, trying to work out why that should happen.
Yeah. I saw he got a bit of a curveball when I tried to explain this story to him. But anyway, okay. I don't know everything, so let's try it together. Let's see what happens. Okay. So let's do it this way. And make sure everything gets on this video. All right. So. I did not get the dip unless we're waiting for it. Look at that
There we
outflow
go.
valve.
Now it should come in. Once it's closed enough.
Well, I'm revving this thing in the red now. I'm at 104 N1.
Oh,
I'm pushing
well,
this thing. It didn't
it's not
dip.
dropped. Okay.
It did not dip. Let's take it back. There it's opening the valve, but we didn't get that 300-foot dip.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it again quickly. Just for the heck of it, why not?
Just because you can.
Exactly. Yeah, my throttles is full forward now. Nothing. Okay, what we're gonna do, just because we can, okay? So let's get on the runway, and then when we press toga, we kind of look up again, okay? Maybe there's a difference between toga and just pushing it. Yes, it is, as far as I know. I haven't gone. Mac?
I was watching
I thought this
something
much.
there with that pressurization still.
Yeah.
Approaching
Well, that's why we're doing
9.
these tests, Mac, so we can
Yeah.
gather all the info and Zibo can fix.
Well, to start with, the flow valve I don't think should completely close. When you did that,
I'm with you. I understand what you mean.
we're on the ground still, so the weight on switch should.
Block it.
On runway 19.
But we need need a real pilot because
I'm with you.
I don't have enough information to.
Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna push it just beyond 40. I'm gonna press toga. There's toga. And we're gonna kind of look up like that and see if we get any form of a dip. I'm just gonna try and keep it on the runway. If we leave the runway, so what? It's fine. But we'll try keep it on the runway.
Right, your flow valve's closed.
Mm-hmm.
Same as before. Yeah.
400.
And
There
that,
it's
that,
open.
1,000.
Yeah,
but
it's
there was
climbing.
a massive drop just then of your cabin.
I didn't see a
Pressure.
drop. I saw a massive
It
lift.
went way down
Okay,
before it came back up.
I missed that. I'm glad you saw that.
Yeah.
Well,
The
did you
second
see
the
it,
valve-
Paul?
The second the valve opened again, it went whap.
Okay, okay.
So why did the valve close and then open again?
I don't know.
It's on the vid. If
Yeah.
you look carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch it too because I missed that. I'm glad I looked up quick enough, but damn it.
Yeah.
Also, I feel it wasn't that quick enough. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yeah. Doesn't quite hang right at the moment to me. But interesting that you didn't get any of those pressure when you did the full power on the ground.
Yeah.
The which are you still getting that, Paul?
Thanks, guys. See,
I'm
my
not checking back.
my concentration is split. That's why I don't see everything, and that's why we put it on video, and that's why you guys are here to help check. Everybody, you guys on stream, us guys here. Mohammed, I don't know. I'm waiting for it. I mean, they owe me my $100. I want to claim that back and get that 800. Then we'll talk again afterwards. Let's see what they did. Other than that, my focus is here now, so I don't pretty much worry about them too much. Well, this all looks kind of normal.
Yeah, no, that's looking normal now. The interesting point that Zibo did make was the differential pressures, the differential pressure at below 28,000 and above 28,000. In other words, as you climb Nico, you shouldn't have more than 7.45, but so the pressurization, I don't know how balanced it is in that climb period.
I don't know. That's why I'm zooming in here so that Zibo can check everything.
In fact, could you, when you're climbing to 34, could you put your MCP out to say 27.8 so that it has to level off for a second before you go back up to 34?
There. Done.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. We can check that pressure business then, that's all.
Yeah, yeah.
The seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for all safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case
Thank
of
you.
any unexpected turbulence. We have an excellent team on board today, and we are all happy to offer you any assistance you may require.
I don't think I'm interfering with your stream.
No, you're adding value, Mac. You're adding value because I don't think of all of these things. The more we cover now, the more Zibo can have a look at.
Yeah. I'm glad you noticed it, Neil, that drop down. Yeah.
A couple of guys did. James did. You did. So that's fine.
But I also don't. You see, even though you're in the climb now, you've got your valve is partially open. It's not fully closed. Now, why does it go to fully closed as soon as you start, even though the pressure wasn't showing a climb of it, and then as you lifted off, it went a huge dip, as if it was trying to depressurize for some reason.
Mac, if Zibo was here, I would have asked him, or Sasso, or
Yeah.
one of the guys. I don't know.
Well, this is it. That's what I said. I need to have discussions with the behaviour with real pilots now, because I haven't got access to the information to
And that's
work
the
it out.
problem.
Anybody out there who's got some 737-800 recently released maintenance manuals for it, I would thoroughly appreciate them.
Yeah, we all would.
I did say, I think, tongue-in-cheek. Did it sound tongue-in-cheek?
You meant every word, Mac. You'd
Mm,
be like,
I did, but
like 2 Christmases coming at once.
yeah.
but miracles don't happen very often for me.
It's not the miracles I'm worried about, it's the impossible. That always takes a little longer. Let me get the notes up. Something like that. Oh yeah, we all did. We all enjoyed that. Man, and that commentator, sometimes he gave me a thrill every time he got so excited. It was like a freaking, I don't know, sports match of some sort sometimes when he got so excited. That was so cool.
Oh, what's he called? Big Jet TV, is it? The guy on the roof of his van.
Yeah. Man, he got excited sometime.
Yeah, seems to know his stuff as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a passenger Escobar. Passenger Escobar. This is in regards to a special meal. Would you please identify yourself to a flight attendant? Passenger Escobar, please.
So, Mike, you're looking for a differential pressure of 7.45.
Yeah, that's what I'm
levels of
hoping.
just below
Yeah.
280.
What I then wanted to see was presumably the cabin climb gauge should go back to 0. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
And then as
With
soon
the
as
valve
we
closed, yeah.
with the valve
Oh,
closed.
no.
Well, no, it can
Partly
be
open, yeah.
yeah, because you got packed flow going through.
Yep.
But it's not climbing anymore. That's what I mean. You're not.
Yes.
So you're not trying to increase pressure. Should
Yes.
be in a balanced situation.
Yes.
That's my logic anyway, I'm thinking at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh. I forgot about this. Oh, I have to do it that side, yes. There we go. That's better. I have an actual proper... proper altitude.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that on that takeoff run, if you'd have taken off on the co-pilot side, you could have scanned down and still seen the runway a bit. Just kept the gauges at the top of the screen.
You can try it next time if you have to.
Yeah. Yes, James, it's been interesting, the winds. There's a a short video from one of the live airfield streamers of a couple of the landings at Manchester. And the one thing that was very noticeable, Nico, was when they were coming into land, the flexing on the 738-800s of the wing in the turbulent winds, or, you know, of the gusting winds. Whereas if you saw the Airbuses and everything, they were virtually solid. There was no hint of wing waggle at all.
No.
I pointed out the video out to you after the stream.
I think
So
you
I
did,
don't-
yes.
So I don't advertise here, but it's interesting.
Excellent. Well, it's still climbing, almost 7 now.
What altitude you at the moment?
Oh goodness, I don't know. Let's have a look. See, we're at 26,300.
Right, so should be getting the 1,000 feet call out before long.
Yeah.
Thousand to go.
Yeah, it was an eye-opener to me, Nico, the amount of wing wobble there was, or should we say, you know,
Yeah.
on the flexing.
Just on the note of the stream, I'm not going to pull the pressurization test until I'm closer to Atlanta. I would love to land at Atlanta, so I'll do it before top of descent, maybe 100 miles before top of descent, so we can continue, you know, happily on our way to Atlanta. I don't want to divert again.
7.2.
There you are, look, it's dropping off, leveling off, look.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad my logic is working at the moment. I think that, and if you just go down and show the out at the moment, Nico, so that Zibo can relate to, before you alter it, just show him the altimeter gauge so he can relate to where we are.
Yeah, that's what I done. What I did.
Yeah, that's it. We can see it now. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Just want to go up to 28 specifically now as well, Mac.
Yeah, fine. You carry on.
It's meant to be 7.45, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to see how close we get to it.
I think, for argument's sake, that that's near enough, probably, Paul. I mean, there's the limitations of modelling. You've got that business is probably for standard pressure and temperature settings. So,
well, we're out by 1.45. I think that's as close as damn it is to a swear word, you know.
yeah.
Zibo can make the call there. Okay, so let's go up to our cruise now. Hello, Nicholas. Incredible job. Thank you so much. It's a team effort, man. We are a couple of very dedicated guys this side. What's new in the pressurization system? Well, Zibo is trying to make it on par with the real thing. So it's not just the front end, he's also modeling the back end and the back end systems and everything. And all of these things in the background literally simulates all the components in the real aircraft, and they need to work together to produce the same results as you would get in the real aircraft. You know, so that's what's new. It's taken all the sim shortcuts and other things out to an extent, and making it real.
Just to add, he's made it a more involved thing, because in the EFB now we have the pressurization system. You can have
failures.
Or failures.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, the whole system has had to be more defined and programmed.
Exactly.
We got a climb out back again on the climb gauge, and your pressurization is differentials going up.
Yep.
Or cabin pressures going up.
It should be once we level out at 7.8.
Yeah.
That should be the differential. To 4, so it's now about at 45, 7.45. This is where we expected it to be at 28, and it's climbing.
Yeah.
I forgot to show this thing as well, so that's why I just moved to the side. We need that outflow valve to be visible as well. So Mac, now that you are here, you probably heard me say this to Paul, just to confirm to you. I went 2.2 and then 3.3. So I skipped that 3.1 that we are thinking that caused my problems.
Yeah. I heard you say that, Nico.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But Paul, you didn't answer, I don't think, or didn't hear you. When we were on the ground and we were doing that engine run up before, we were getting a nosedive on cabin pressure. Nico didn't get it, even though he had 104%, didn't he?
Yeah, but in version 3.2, that is what he modeled in. So I'm not sure whether this is a mistake that it's now not showing for me in 3.3, or whether he read another book and gave him different information. That we'll have to find out from him, because he told me that is what it should do. It should do the 300-foot dip, but we didn't see it this time.
On the ground?
Yes, on the ground, yeah.
Okay, right. Well, I'm about to start I will start my engines. I'm in 3.3, so.
Okay.
Right. Let's start.
Let me just tell Uncle John something quickly. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. I'll stream this for your benefit if you want to buy in, Paul.
Yep, please.
Oh, this has been running just alternator only, and I had those three off, so it's been cross feed left, sorry, center tank left and aft. And see what the fuel gauges are, Paul. That was 870. That was 3910.
That's used a bit of both.
I'm back, by the way. Hello, Jordan. Welcome.
Okay, 7.9 on your differential pressure.
Yep.
Lovely.
And the outflow valve is not fully closed, just slightly open. Okay.
Letting the little bit of air out because it's still pumping air in.
Yes.
It's on a balance. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to start prepping and all for the other side. $3025.
Unexpected problem here, Paul, on my side.
Did you forget to put fuel in?
No, I've got fuel.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But I've selected start and it's not starting.
Packs off, is it, Mac?
Packs are off.
No, they're not.
No, not. Beg your pudding.
Right, so what is the distance to top of descent? 288. Okay, so I think what I'll do is about 100 miles from top of descent. We can do the test. Then, you know, we can descend and mess about until we get to Atlanta. Then I don't have to divert again. Well, hopefully we don't have the same problem. Hopefully that safe valve situation is working now. I'm still getting used to this very large throttle quadrant here on the desk. Every now and then I move my hand in the wrong direction.
Did you notice that, Paul?
You got the same result as Nico, yeah?
Throttle has to be above 70% before the outflow valve started to close. I say whether that's right or wrong. I don't have access to the real equipment, so.
Yeah, that's why we put it on Video Mac. Zibo
Yeah.
will check it.
Yeah. But I didn't get any fluctuations on the ground. I didn't get that 300 foot dip.
Okay, but if you say I got mine, the only difference between my 3 tests were the last one where it happened, I used Toga. So maybe that's part of Toga logic.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm speculating.
You were already on your takeoff run, so you had indicated airspeed as well.
Yes, so that might have some value in the dip.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm just doing it stationary on the ground as if you were just doing engine runs.
I'm going to quickly see what Zibo told me yesterday, if I can find it. He says here, I have to set the parking brake and then set takeoff thrust. It should begin to close the outflow valve and command the cabin altitude to about 300 foot below current altitude. See cabin VVI, see outflow valve 2. That's what he said.
Okay, well,
I'm going to cut
on the ground, if I just go straight to N1, I get config warning because I've got no flaps or anything set.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the outflow valve closes, but because I'm not in motion, I'm stationary, I've got no dip in cabin climb indications.
I'm aware of that, and that is what I quickly want to.
Yeah.
That's screenshot 8. Let me just put it in the dev room there.
But I don't know what would happen if I put Toga in, Nico. That's the thing.
Well, this is the next step, because if you guys say you saw it, that's the only difference between the 3 tests I did. The first 2 was just raw power, pushing the throttle, and the last one was with Toga.
Right, well, I need to go back and put some fuel in this aircraft, so I'm going to have to shut down.
Okay.
Well, I've been doing APU fuel consumption checks, and I've got about £2,000 imbalance in my fuel load at the moment. Didn't think to check that. I shut my engines down automatically because I know that you shouldn't be refueling the aircraft hot. But Zibo does allow you to refuel the aircraft with the APU running, Nico.
Yeah, no, it does. Also, you can set it to short, and then you just put the values, and then you don't have to wait anything. You just put it in
Yeah.
and get it over with.
No, I'm
Mm.
happy to live with the realism as such. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Right, I've just put that comment in there. Anyway, my son's giggling in the background there. Hope you don't mind. Mac, I ordered myself a new headset.
Oh, you've decided one, have you?
Just a El Cheapo. It's similar to the one that my son had or has that we had to fix because it kept on breaking. So I bought. It's a different model, but from the same manufacturer. This one looks like it's got like a wire top end, you know, so it shouldn't snap. And for the minimum bucks I paid, even if it snaps, I just throw it away. I'm just not going to spend £200 on a headset that disintegrates in a year's time again. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, hello, Jordan. Sorry, I just noticed you're around as well. Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, he hasn't responded to Paul's comment, so he might have just popped in.
He might be sneaking a quick look. He might be working, you know, you never know.
Yeah. Difficult time of day for the Americans. Or at least North Americans. Canadians, whatever. All those people that side. South Americans too, you know.
And all his Aveo involvement these days, he probably hasn't got much spare time.
JP, hello. And now we just sit and wait. Hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. A couple of people will recognize that phrase. Yeah, that place is big, man. Yo.
Nico, do you think you've got the miles to take it up to 380 to test that last pressure band on the
Yeah.
top pressure?
Yeah, we can do that.
I know your headwind might become outrageous, your fuel situation might be compromised, but hey ho, you're going to pop it later, aren't you?
Well, we hope it's not gonna pop, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. There's sound reasoning there. Let's have a go. Let's see. Let it climb. Excellent Scotsman. I like that tour. That was a really nice tour. Apart from those long hops, but yeah. And then Queenstown was my highlight, obviously. Oh, coming into that place is just magic every time. Oh, crap. He said 8.35 should be the number there. It's already at 8.2. Yeah, it does, it does.
And there's the cabin climb pressure coming back, look.
We're just about 8.3 now. We should be look, that's as close as we can get to 8.35. I mean, that is like, for me,
Yeah,
that's freaking spot on.
Oh, yeah.
That's on the yellow band.
Argument. I wouldn't even.
You're right,
If
Mac.
you were in the real proper cockpit, you wouldn't be. Look at that bottom of the amp. No, that's as near as you're going to get it, Nico. That's spot on, yeah.
Ha! I'll check it when it gets to actual 3.8 again.
So in theory it'll hold the differential pressure at that place and increase the cabin altitude.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
It's gone slightly over. It's about 4.5 or just under 4.5 instead of 3.5. It's okay. We've got maneuvering room.
Yeah, it's very slightly into the amber, but it's. Just so you're out at the moment, Nico, just so we can relate to the.
It's 3.8. It's on the dot 3.8.
Okay.
It's on the dot 3.8. I waited until it leveled off before I came looking up. You know, up here again.
So maybe fractionally high.
But
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
within the limitations of the simming world, I mean, I don't think we can argue that one.
No, but I bet you're gonna find somebody saying, "Ah, it's not accurate." It's always that one.
The thing is, all these figures, we're only looking at them probably at standard atmospherics.
Yes,
Whereas at the moment, the aircraft, you're subjecting it to real world weather, and even that could have a reason to make a small deviation in the calculations.
absolutely.
Microscopic, I think, Mac.
Yeah, and so it'd be unfair to be
Microscopic.
critical. Be unfair to be critical of Zibo. Nice clouds there, Nico.
Yeah,
Bit of layering above you and below you. Yeah, nice.
very nice.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait until maybe just slightly after 100 nautical miles from top of descent, just to give us a fighting chance to get back to Atlanta, and then I'm going to close that valve manually and see if that safety valve works now, and then we'll happily put on the mask and descend. In fact, let's stow this guy.
So this pressure release valve, Mac, that Nico's going to test,
Yeah.
is it clever? Does it keep it at a pressure, or does it pop it and let it go down to ambient, or does it stop halfway, or what's the story?
I would think that the pressure relief valve, it will control it. It's obviously, it pops when it gets to a certain limit. Now with all these valves, they're relying on springs or pressure sensing and so forth, but it should control it at a max pressure about.
Okay.
And if there's any
So it
failure,
should let out just sufficient air to keep it at maximum permitted pressure.
I don't know the design of the particular valve, but yes, this isn't one of those
That's a good guess, anyway.
emergency. There's an overpressurization panel as well that blows, and obviously that once that panel goes, then you've got no control. It's just dumping pressure. But this is, I believe, a specific valve, so it should be controlling.
Interesting.
That's, as I say, as a side to the system, I haven't got the information on. It's just thinking about general aircraft design and features that they build in.
That's how I do it.
Standard logic sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
And believe it or not, pressurization testing on the ground is one of the hardest things to test for, because you've got to confuse the system by changing pressure sensing equipment to even get the system to pressurize and things like this. And when you were trying to check these max altitude things, you had to trick it into believing it so you could check these things on the ground. It was a complicated, not an easy test to do. You don't just jump in and select a few switches. Yes, similar to my thinking, Steve. Yes.
Yeah, getting closer.
Starting pushback.
Can we nearly pop it yet? Can we?
Almost, almost. I hear the excitement. It's building up.
Parking brake.
Manual first, man. It looks close to me. It looks close to me. But now, look, it's like the cabin is depressurizing. Cabin pressure is lowering. Why?
That should be staying where it is and the diff pressure going up, surely.
Yeah, well, exactly. That was my thought as well. And because we closed it, in fact, the cabin should be in a climb mode. It's like this is in this position. It's
Yes, you're
turned
right.
around. It's turned around. That should now be pointing up because that now goes up. The differential goes up. That goes up. Look, I'm just saying, guys, you guys on stream can help us. When this built-in smoke starts coming out, just help us catch it and put it back, okay?
Alright, the cabin alt's coming down, which is reflecting what the cabin climb gauge is showing.
Yeah. At least it hasn't gone roaring off into the 10 plus business as it was
Yeah.
the other day in Vigo.
Mm.
Auto fail. Okay.
Well, that's because we're on manual.
Yeah. Alright, so the diff pressure's going up.
Or is it still going up?
Hmm?
What?
That thing is closed.
And Steve, you won't get me stood next to an overpressure steam boiler anytime. No thanks.
Thank you, SK-san. No, James, no, nothing's happened yet. We're trying to pop it now. Look, if one of you buggers now say bang loud, okay, it's not gonna be funny. There's always that one guy. And then everybody jumps. Scotsman, no. It depends on how deep the submarine has gone.
Shouldn't be bleeding. It's
No.
just the cabin. It's just the cabin that can't. Because remember that we're only on 10 psi differential pressure. It's just the aircraft.
The cabin altitude's
drop-
lovely and comfortable, isn't it? At 5,500 feet, you know.
Yeah. It's just that
The differential is a problem.
Right.
the
climate
aircraft
needles
structure
levels.
can't take that.
Cabin climb needles level.
That's interesting.
And it's basically now stopped. It's not going anywhere.
And it's controlling.
Yeah.
That seems to me that it may be modelling the
Safety valve.
safety valves.
Mm. I think this
Yeah.
is what Zibo intended. But we need to just
Oh, yeah,
confirm the
it would be.
operation. Yeah, we just need to confirm.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. This is another step that he's taking in the modelling.
Mm.
Yeah.
Scotsman. If we land. You must have faith, my man. Faith. Yeah, I mean, it's just now stopped. It didn't pass the red and it's just there.
Yeah. Which I'm just trying to find some information on that valve, Nico,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't find anything.
It's
yet.
exactly what you would want it to do, isn't it?
Yes,
So that's
it's
very
what
good.
as a design feature you would hope that you're trying to achieve, I would have thought.
So I'm going to leave it as that. Let's keep our eye on it. I mean, the aircraft is configured. It will start the descent. Let's see what it does in the descent. The only issue is because we're now on manual, we might cause another problem. But let's see what happens. I wonder what
Well,
will
the diff
happen.
pressure should come down and the cabin alt should stay at 5.5, so you should land pressurized unless there's a system that
Yeah,
does
bleeds
something
it.
about that.
Well, there should be a high pressure valve and a low pressure valve that should regulate it. You see, so it should at some point in time kick the other one on the opposite side in as well.
Oh, interesting, yes.
When this is done, okay, I'm going to take the NGXU and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to see if they did this, if they modeled this. Not tonight, but soon, when Zibo is done with this. I'm just all of a sudden curious. As steady as can be.
Pressure safety relief valves. These two valves are located above and below the main outflow valve. Protect the aircraft structure against overpressure if the pressurization control system fails. They are set at originals 8.5 psi, classics 8.65, and NG and max 8.95. Now it doesn't say it's set at 8.95, Nico. Now that doesn't say what it controls it to.
We'll see. We shall see.
Well, at the moment it's controlling it at just under 10, isn't it?
No, it's controlling it at 9.
At 9, sorry. Okay, 8.95 it is, the max. Okay.
Yeah, it's not gone past. It's just holding it there.
Okay, yeah. I haven't got any more information than that at the moment.
I think it's brilliant that you've got 30 people staring at gauges for minutes on end. It's brilliant. Are we near top of descent yet?
Very close. Must be.
Are we there yet?
Almost. Here's another sucker for you. Just keep quiet. Sit still. We'll be there soon. Yeah, JP, it looks like it won't happen today, huh? I mean, Zibo fixed that little loophole. 737, no idea when Zibo is ready. I think it will be unwise to release it when we can't perform this flight without, issues. We need to sort this pressurization out first. See, a lot of people are under the impression that a full version is like a stable, proper working version. And the last couple were not so very successful. I think 351 was the first semi-decent one in a while. You know, so I prefer to rather sort out the bugs before we release it. There's always other bugs, but you know what we're working on. Let's finish it.
Right, another bit of information, Nico. Positive safety pressure relief is accomplished by two mechanically adjusted pressure relief valves located on each side of the outflow valve. They are totally independent of the pressurization system and prevent the inside-outside pressure to exceed plus 9.1.
Okay.
Now then, if you want to go to an outside view, you know where the outflow valve is, just to show people if you've got time.
How's that?
Right, go to the outlet flow valve on the back end.
Yeah, I'm there.
And
just wait for the stream. Hang on.
Right, see just to above it and below it, right, there should be two valves, one either side of the outflow valve. I suggest it's near where that writing is. You'll have to go in a bit more, down a bit. The one underneath at the bottom there, Nico.
I'm there. Yeah, your stream is not updating.
Oh. What's the wording say there? Anything?
I can't read it. Something about a warning. Let me sit closer.
It doesn't look like they're modelled. Doesn't look like they're modelled.
No, I don't know. Let's change the angle. Ah, crap. Pressed the wrong button. Let's just change the angle a little bit. I unfortunately cannot press the C button to get a better angle. It doesn't look as if they are modeled. You're right. So anyway, this is the best I think we're going to be able to do.
Okay.
We'll have to ask Jerry to make it for us. You know, if he's going to make the big bang happen, you know, and blow a hole in the cabin, he might as well do this.
Yeah. No, they're not modelled, Nico.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
But that is in any case where it should be. There is something in that writing about the outflow valve. So let's just try and read it. See, we can actually read it.
I can send you
something outflow valve. Powered outflow valve warning.
No, there's a static port.
It's at the top. At the top it says static port. Do not plug or obstruct is the one, and the other one is your outflow.
Right. Well, that's the warning sign for those two for the outflow valves. And that's where they should be, but they're not there. I can send you a picture. Let's have a look for a picture of it.
Getting closer, 10 nautical miles. Not at this time, Scotsman, but we were joking about it the other day. We were joking about a few of the systems that need to have a lot of smoke and fire.
You know what? I think Zibo played a trick on you the other day when he said, see if you can overpressure it. It disabled that safety valve to make you pop it.
No, he actually, the moment it went past, he sent me a message because we were talking privately. He said to me, oh no, something like code error, I need to check code, whatever, you know, his normal story. So he did acknowledge code error.
Right.
Yeah.
He has said in the past, though, you'll have to find out.
Yeah, he said something wrong in code. Those were his words. Something wrong in code. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Paul.
I can't remember what it was, but he told you, I just have to find out and wait and see what it was.
Yeah. No, it was these warning messages for Autoland fail and things. That was one of them. He didn't want to tell me about it, and then
I've just sent you a picture, Nico.
okay. Got it. Let's show the people here on the stream, then they can also get it. Display capture. There you go. There's the real thing. And there's negative pressure relief at the top as well. Interesting. Thanks, Mac.
Okay. And in descent.
Scotsman, if you were involved with flight simming like us for the last 3 decades or more, you'll know that there was a point in time where we had some magnificent crash footage when Microsoft Flight Simulator used to crash. And then after 9/11 they took it out of all the sims, because they didn't want people to mimic and reenact everything and get a thrill out of everything blowing up. So I don't know whether there is like an unwritten rule or a law or a something, but there's things you can do and things you don't want to do, maybe just because of common courtesy even. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm sorry, Paul?
I was going to say, can we see the pressure gauges again, please?
Oh, yes, we started the descent, yes. We wanted to see them. Ooh, look, that fail at the top has stopped. You see, and look, the differential is coming down. And the cabin is coming down. Sorry, I need to get the view correct so you guys can see properly.
Hang on. How's the cabin coming down if the valve is closed?
I don't know. It's on manual. The valve is closed. The cabin is coming down. The differential is coming down.
Shouldn't be happening, sir.
I'm with you. I understand what you say. But again, this is a test, Mac. So what we see now that is wrong, Zibo can fix. If we don't do the test, we won't see what's wrong.
No. Well, my thinking is at the moment that situation cannot happen. I may be wrong. Maybe there's another way the air gets out of the cabin.
Yeah, but if the valve is closed, it's closed.
That's what my thinking is at the moment, yeah. Now then, Nico, if you nip to the outside view again, just to make certain that that cabin outflow valve is actually showing closed, out of interest, or whether it's just an indication problem.
Brum, 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 brum. It's closed. It's closed, according to what I can see.
I think we have a problem, Houston. Yeah, no, that looks closed. Yeah.
Increase of pressure. Yeah, but if the valve is closed, Andy, that's what the argument is about. It's about the valve being closed. That valve is as closed as a clay ox's backside.
That's a new one.
I'm going to say, the knowledge of Nico and his education, and are you a philosopher in this at all?
Sometimes. Yeah, it's closed, Andy. It's going completely closed. Anyway, there you go. Okay, so the question is, what's going to happen when we put it on auto? Can we put it on auto? Is that a good idea or not at this time? Because, I mean, we can see the operation. We see the trend.
Yeah.
So let's go put it on auto.
Yeah, put it on auto, yeah.
Let's see what happens.
There you are. See, it's winding back.
Well, it's opening the valve now. So the question is, if we go and check it now, does it actually show open? I don't know
show
if it's
might
modeled.
show it cracked. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I don't know. I don't know if that really looks open. Did it look the same? I don't know.
No, it is. There's a crack. Look, there is a
Yeah,
gap.
yeah. Because if you look at it
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
there's definitely an opening there that wasn't there
Yeah.
that I can remember. So it is showing
Yeah.
slightly open.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we do it this way now, right? So why don't we go to manual again and we go open it further. Let's see. Yay, there, look. Wow. Look at it now. It's open. It's open now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you better get in there and put it back on auto quickly.
Just did
though.
it. I just did it. Yeah, it's very nice.
And this, folks, is what you do when you're bored in cruise.
As long as the packs don't find out. What a story, what a story.
I hope that bloke that was looking at that outflow valve has got a safety harness on, Nico.
We pulled him back, Mac. Don't you worry about it.
Oh.
I mean, you saw how far we let the rope go out so it doesn't get sucked into the engine, you know, and then we slowly controlled him back in. And
Well, mind you, I suppose with carbon fibre and cameras these days, you've just got to sort of like have one of those, what's the name, probes type things.
yeah,
Probe
no,
camera.
no. We had a red-haired Irish guy. He was all
okay.
suited up, helmet at the top, you know, ready to go. He did it.
In a wingsuit.
Yes. He said if we do it again, he's going to let go of the rope because he's close enough to the ground. He'll just fly down himself. Something like that. And then zoom in nicely. You can see everything is coming down, differentials coming down, everything works now. So we didn't have a pop out again.
So we are close to getting this system working pretty.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
On the left, route 9 and have a trick light.
No, it wasn't Linda. She wasn't brave enough. No. This was fun.
Yeah, after all that tinkering, I think the system's settling down nicely now.
Yeah.
Cabin climb rates.
And the code is robust because we haven't managed to break it.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant what Zibo's achieving.
Yeah. What altitude are we at? Well, we're getting to the clouds. Ooh, we've gone through transition, so we're at 15.3, 15.2. We've just passed downwind. The airport is literally just here behind the, well, where the mouse is, somewhere there. We're in downwind, just past the airport. Okay, well, Zibo, I hope you enjoyed that. Nice clouds. Check this, Scotsman. Look. Yeah, looks nice. How's it, Dimitri? Well, enjoy your work, buddy.
Approaching 1-7. On runway 35.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I want to tell you something. For me, it's just as much a stress reliever. I had about a half an hour's lunch today, and I worked 7.5 straight sitting behind this machine on multiple systems, doing so many things. I got on the bike, drove around the complex on the bicycle to get some of the stress out, and then we had a bit of a chat, me and Uncle John and my wife, and then I came to fly. This for me is one very awesome stress relief, to just sit here now, enjoy something that I love doing. Alright, okay, I need to start concentrating.
And this landing will be less stressful than the one the other day.
Oh, it should be. You never know. Just want to let it slip a little bit past, otherwise you might struggle to do the turn properly. Let's set up our heading while I'm thinking about it. No, from work. No, Uncle John is an angel. No, he's an absolute angel. I just feel bad for him because it's too warm up here. He's not, acclimatized to the heat. Even for me, it's a little bit much, but the fan helps. But he gets worn out from the heat.
He's out there long enough, though. I wonder how long it will take him to get acclimatized when he comes back.
Approaching.
Yeah. Thank you, Scotsman.
On runway 17.
Thanks, James. Michael. Now Canada, you love the hot summers over there. That's awesome.
17. On runway 17.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can we have a last look at the pressure gauges, please?
Oh, yes.
Should all be lovely and normal, I think.
Yeah. No warnings, no red lights, nothing. Everything seems fine.
Lovely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks so pretty coming through these clouds. Wow. What a beautiful end to a nice flight. I just love it.
On runway 17. On runway 17.
It makes us slow down actually a bit far out. We're still at 14 plus miles. I'm not gonna pull more flaps until we get closer. But there's another decel point right there. See if there's any. No, nothing. We're on the ILS basically. Yeah, we're on it. There we go. It's just taken it. $3,500 for the go around. If we need to, which I doubt, but you never know. Right, so our approach will be at 150.
Radio altimeter.
There's the runway lights, just barely visible. Wow. There we go. Spoilers on. Auto brake 3. Everything else is cool. Seat belts on. Oh, landing lights. Thank you.
Approaching 08 right.
Approaching minimums. 300. Minimums.
Check that wind. 11 from the tail.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I've broken my cabin climb
Long
gauge,
landing.
Nico.
Long landing. 7,000
Okay.
feet.
I'm yayoing. Sorry, I'm floating a bit.
Oh, sorry, you're landing. Yeah, carry on.
Well, I just landed just outside the box. It wasn't too bad, but wow.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, that minus 124.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Remaining.
Yeah, that was not bad. When you're so used to your side-tech throttles and you all of a sudden have all these wonderful throttle levers and things, it gets a bit much still for me. It's going to probably take another few flights to really get the hang of it, because you've got to, stretch your hand a bit more, move it a little bit differently. Very interesting, must be honest. Shame. Yeah, sorry boss, next time. You're a harsh boss.
They're waiting for the last paycheck from you, Dimitri.
Ah. And let's start the APU. Thank you, Dimitri. That is awesome of you. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And to everybody else watching and commenting in text and verbally, thank you so much. This was an awesome stream with all you guys.
Oh, thank you, Nico. It's been most illuminating.
Yeah.
Your last paycheck's just come in, Nico.
I see. Dimitri felt sorry for me. Thanks, Dimitri, man. You're a good boss. You're not that harsh. You're a good guy. Thank you. Thanks, Dimitri. No joke. I really appreciate it. I don't know where I'm taxiing to, by the way, gents. Maybe I should get an actual chart on the screen. Oh, seems we're still going in the right direction. Okay. Pleasure, Paul. Michael, no, I don't use the configurator. That thing irritates me because it confuses me and I don't get the commands I want. I'm literally interfacing it directly into Explain, and I've set it up through the Explain commands and it works perfectly for me. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, I've got no problem doing it this way. I use the configurator for P3D when I fly the NGXU and the other aircraft there, but it's really not very intuitive, and I don't have the time to go and sit and figure it out. So one or two guys have offered to just show me the ropes. One of the guys did come around once, and we basically did almost the same in P3D as well. We're using the configurator for the light switches almost. The rest is all configured directly into the sims. And I'm even using FSUI PC for the toe brakes, because believe it or not, both P3D and FS2020 seem to have a problem with the T-rudders. It sees it as being stepped on the whole time, so you can't move. So I moved to FSUI PC in P3D, and I see they brought out new commands the other day for FS2020, which takes the toe brakes off an axis and basically makes it like a push button, if I can put it that way, and all of a sudden now it works in FS2020. But for the rest, like I say, everything interfaces directly. Exactly, some of the functions are really pointless and confusing, and I don't like confusion. I'm too busy, in all honesty, I'm just too busy to have to waste time to figure out what this thing is all about. It's way just easier. It took me like 5 minutes to configure this Bravo throttle on the Explain, and maybe 10 minutes on P3D. That's it, done, problem solved. I don't like that, the configurator, unless I have to use it. I don't. And there we are. Parking brake is set. Whew. now I can relax. But that was fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly with you guys.
Yeah, that was a hoot.
That one should open on its own. Let's see. It didn't. Okay. Right. Oops. Sorry for frying your bacon there. Right. Okay. That's it. We did it. We did it. Let's nachrein. Let's file this for the VA. Job well done, I would say. Now Zibo just needs to watch it and do the necessary on his side. Then I'm happy. Everybody's happy. Wow, this whole airport for myself. Anyway, right, okay. That's it. End of the story. You guys go enjoy yourself, whatever it is that you do. Dimitri, don't work too hard. I understand the responsibility, so enjoy what you can, and we'll talk again some other time. And
Thanks, Nico.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nico. Great stream as always.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye, guys.